First and foremost, I'd like to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salute to the bishops and elders who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Now the name of the Heavenly Father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his name is Yahweh. And his only begotten Son, our Lord and our Savior, his name is Yahushai. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, we are the biblical Israelites. And the so-called white race, they are the biblical red Hebrew Edomites, our chief enemies upon the earth. This is your brother Yaramia from GMS Jamaica Camp, and I'm here with a lesson law as well. It will be an edifying one. And this one is called Eurozone in recession. And a recession is a slowing down of economic activities, buying and selling. In other words, a slowing down of buying and selling. And 2022, Europe faced a lot of challenges, gas crises, the war, the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, caused a lot of things to go up when it comes on to basic stuff that you need for survival. Energy crisis, disruption in the supply chain, and this affected the entire world. But Eurozone been catching hell from 2022, and right now, as a result of that hell, coming out of the pandemic, boom, into a crisis, war, they are in a recession now. And other places around the world, facing challenging times, showing that the Heavenly Father Yahweh is not playing. The Lord setting the stage for the time of Jacob's trouble, setting the stage for the end of this age. It's gonna go out with a lot of calamities, being played out on the earth. So I have an article which was published on RT on the 8th of June 2023, the year in which we hope that all prophecies come to pass. The headline, and the article is on RT, as you can see on the screen. And the headline says, Eurozone falls into recession. And I just explain what's a recession, a slowing down of buying and selling economic activities. Right, so it says the Euro area economy has now registered 2 consecutive quarters of contraction. So 2 consecutive quarters of contraction was registered in the euro market. Henceforth, it is officially in an recession right now. So it says Eurozone's economy contracted in the first quarter of 2023. The statistics agency Eurostat revealed on Thursday. This marks the second consecutive quarter of contraction, thus meeting the technical definition of a recession. Boom. A technical definition of a recession, the Eurozone fit it perfectly. Henceforth, they are in a recession right now. And this is from Yahweh Basham Yahushai. Yahweh Basham Yahushai in Ezekiel 5 and verse 16 and 17. Lord said, "My break a staff of bread. He might go disturb the means by which you survive." And we see the Lord breaking down the society bit by bit. Just to the reason with a good old brethren of mine from high school days, and him living in New York now, and he might explain the smoke, so-called smoke from the wildfire from Canada. Oh, it have New York looking, and the man said when him look outside, him say, "Yo, but now like when I look on the sky and how the place look, you can see something dangerous is coming. Something dangerous is coming." And from this morning, that speech has been on my mind. Something dangerous is coming, and something is coming indeed. I'm say that. Let me just bring 2 Timothy 3 and 1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, and that is what is coming, perilous times. Let's get the word perilous. Go back to the Greek word kalipos. Right? So it says hard to do, to take, to approach. Definition 2, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. So the times which are coming, it shall be troublesome. Right? Because the time of Jacob trouble is coming for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians primarily, and for the entire world, because the entire planet is going to catch hell. Because the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, the elites of them which are ruling, they're going to come down with great wrath to try to establish their new world order, and everybody going to catch hell. Life as you know it right now is going to get worse, and it's going to change drastically to a point where you will own nothing and you will have to run to the government for everything, and they will force you to receive a mark to buy and sell, and that mark is a tiny microchip that will be used to buy and sell, and that's the mark of the beast. So this is where we are at right now in current times, and it's gonna get worse, right? So dangerous times coming, times that will be hard, be very hard to bear, right? So back in the article now it says, the announcement came following a downward revision of growth in the 20 countries that use the euro as their currency for the last quarter of 2022 and first quarter of this year. So the trouble roll over from 2022 over into 2023 as was expected, and it's not slowing down, it's still going, things still getting worse. Right? So it says gross domestic product GDP in the Eurozone shrank by 0.1% between January and March compared to the fourth quarter of 2022, Eurostat said in a statement. The agency attributed the downturn to a slump in both government and household spending, and to revisit data from Germany. Right, so they are saying it's due to a slowing down of spending, by government and household, especially household, because the little money so light, because we have the bad boy, inflation working and gaining power, pushing in many of these countries, pushing to the point of becoming hyperinflation. And whenever a country reach hyperinflation, pretty much your economy done, because your money cannot buy a proper meal, so easily. It's take a lot of money. Just look at Zimbabwe and Venezuela if you want to know how hyperinflation break down a country's currency, bring it to a point where it's useless, right? It's good for nothing. Right, so we are here now. So it says household consumption in the euro area dropped by 0.3% in the first quarter, highlighting the pressures that consumers are facing amid soaring prices, the report said. Boom, boom, boom. We expect growth to resume from 2023, but stay subdued through 2023. And when they say subdued, they mean, be conservative, ration and go easy, because we know out of danger zone and things just might continue, going south crazy, right? So it says, as headwinds from tighter financing conditions and flattering global demand keep a lid on activity, Bloomberg, Mavia Cousin, and David Powell noted. Right, so these are two financial experts saying, so look here, yo, just be conservative, you know, stay subdued through 2023. You know, watch how you spend, watch how you flex, because things look bad, and this is what they are saying. And this just bring to mind Ecclesiastes 12, you know, because pretty much they are saying that's what you're not, because things look bad and you have to be careful. So this is Ecclesiastes 12:1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So he's saying, remember the Heavenly Father now before things get real ugly. Yeah? While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Right, so verse 3 pretty much sum it up, you know. When the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Right, so your financial experts, when them look out, things look real gloomy, things look real dark. Henceforth, they are telling that we are in a recession in the Eurozone. Jamaica, now I tell you, so we've been suffering, we've been struggling, our money been under the pressure of inflation, and it's not looking good. It's not looking like it's getting any better. Each time you go to the shop, you have to ask the shopkeeper, how much should that? How much is it for that product? Why? Because the price of goods keep on going up. Every time you go to the shop, it's either $5, $10, $20 add on upon the product. Why? Because cost of living going up. And all praises to Yahweh Shemi Shai. You know, our people out here playing around feel like, you know, it's a good time to be in the spirit of mirth. No, it's not a good time to be playing around, because the Heavenly Father ain't playing. Right? See, reports over here, recession. Recession hitting the dollar, and it's gonna get worse. So, you know, I pray Yahweh Shemi shall continue on this trend and just bring this place to an end, because if you're in your right mind, you want to see this place go down, because this is not our rest. Definitely not our rest, you know. Yeah, so things look bad, and it's gonna get worse. It's gonna bring right down to this point. 2 Ezra 6 and verse 22, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear for those things that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So this is where we are going. We are going at a point where your supermarkets will be empty, the farms will be empty, and gonna come down where friends are gonna fight for food. People are gonna disregard their rulers due to the fact that they are hungry, and they have to turn to cannibalism because they can't find food, and all of the liquor food, all of the resources of them, they have them eat it up, and famine is gonna be very, very intensify, and people gonna get, you know, in a frame of mind where them not care about them government. You know, it's gonna be all out chaos. It's gonna be chaotic, and you know, people gonna eat people. It's gonna bring back cannibalism on a large scale, and you know, things look real bad. So stay prayed up, brothers. Pray, you know, the Lord's Prayer, you know, our Father, You know, remember Psalms 51 verse 11. You can start from verse 7 and read on down, and ask the Lord to keep you in, you know, under the shadow of His wings. Right? So, I pray and I hope this society for listen. Shalom.